Hello friends, welcome to today's class. This is a full body vinyasa. So we'll warm up, go through our main practice, and then still leave some time for some restorative or cool down type poses at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started. Remember that this is your practice. If for any reason or any time you want to find a child's pose or you want to lay down or rest or do whatever you need to do, feel free to do that. Take modifications as you need. Use any props that you'd like to. I will not be using any props today, but you can always use blocks to help you in many poses. And yeah, with that said, we'll go ahead and get started. We'll find a nice seat, sitting up nice and tall, comfortable seat. Reach the crown of the head to the sky, shoulders down and back. Maybe you close your eyes here as we take 3 deep breaths. So inhale deeply through the nose. And then exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale all of it out. One more. And on your next inhale, maybe you flutter your eyelids open and reach those arms overhead. And exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So left hand meets the right knee, right fingertips are fine behind us. And then maybe we gaze past the right shoulder. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Think about lengthening the spine. And exhale, maybe you find a deeper twist. Inhale, arms back up overhead as we find neutral. And exhale, take it to the other side. Right hand meets the left knee. Left fingertips are behind us. Inhale, think about reaching the crown of the head up to the sky. And exhale, maybe you twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, both arms back up overhead. And then on your exhale, we're going to meet our right hand or maybe our right forearm down to the mat, slightly to the right and behind us, as we reach the left arm overhead, creating space in that side body, feeling a nice side stretch. So remember, you can be up here on the hand, find that side stretch that feels good. Take one more deep breath here. Maybe you reach the chest towards the sky. And then exhale, we're gonna walk our fingertips over to the other side. So take your time to get there. Maybe holding in any places that feel tight or kinky. So sorry. Okay, and then left hand or forearm is behind us on our left side, slightly behind the knee, as we reach over with the right hand, creating space in the side body. Maybe you open the chest up towards the sky, finding the stretch in the spot that feels good for you. Maybe you even find movement. You can do whatever you like. And exhale, take the fingertips out in front of us and walk them as far in front as we can, feeling a nice fold. Breathing into the back of the shoulders, into the armpits. And then walk the fingertips towards you as you sit up nice and tall. And then we'll find tabletop position and move through some cat-cow. So take your time getting there. Get set up, get your wrists stacked underneath the elbows and the shoulders, and then the knees below the hips. So once we're set up, we'll inhale, drop the belly, open the chest as you arch the spine, and find cow. Sinking the chest forward. And then exhale, round the spine. Tucking the tailbone underneath, pressing out through the shoulders, creating space for cat. And then inhale, back to cow, arching the back, pulling the chest forward. And then exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, and press away.
And go through a couple of these at your own pace, inhaling for cow, exhaling to find cat. And we'll find neutral position and send the right toes out long behind you. So tuck the right toes and send that heel back, kind of finding some wrist rolls here, or ankle rolls here. Warming up through the ankle, some ankle mobility. Also feel a nice calf stretch here. You have sore calves. And then we'll pull the right knee in towards the chest as we step the right foot through in between the palms for a low lunge. So here you can leave your toes untucked or you can tuck them, whichever feels better. I like to have mine untucked so I can press the top of my foot down into the mat and help create a deeper stretch. But some people find more support and stability by keeping them tucked, so whatever floats your boat. Inhale deeply here, feeling the stretch in the hips. And then exhale, send the hips back as we straighten the right leg to find half splits. So right foot is flexed up towards the forehead. Hips are still stacked, so we don't want to come too far back. And fold over that front leg, keeping the spine nice and long. And then inhale to come back into a lunge and move through these at your own pace. So inhale to find lunge, exhale to find your half splits. Or stay still in either one of those poses, whichever feels best for you. I like to find some movement and fluidity for the most part in a Vinyasa style class. But don't get me wrong, I love a yin class or a restorative class where you're just sinking in the poses for a few minutes at a time. Those are nice, especially at the end of a long day. And then from your next half splits, I'll meet you there. We'll take the foot out wider for a lizard lunge. So here, wanting to keep the hips nice and square, the knee not splayed too far open, keeping it stacked over the ankle, toes pointed forward, and just sink the hips down into the mat here, letting gravity do the work. Not collapsing in the shoulders, still actively pressing up and out. If you have a block, you can place it underneath your hands, help bring the mat to you. If you're looking for a quad stretch, you can bend that left knee, bringing the toes towards you as you grab them with the right hand. Get a nice chest opener here too. Pressing up and out of that left palm. And then if you're in your quad stretch, gently release, plant both palms, and we'll send it back to tabletop and do the same thing on the other side. So send the left leg out long, toes tucked, as we just find some rolls here. And then we'll bring that knee, hug it in towards the chest as we step the foot through for a low lunge. Toes are tucked or untucked, sinking deeply. Feeling that stretch. I feel the stretch mostly here in my right hip flexor. Breathing deeply. And exhale for half split. Send the hips back, toes flex forward towards the forehead. And then find your play. Inhale to lunge. Exhale to your half split. From our next half split, we'll take it out to lizard, sinking the hips down towards the mat. Knees and toes both pointed forward. Taking deep breaths here. And we'll send it back to a tabletop. And then here, tuck the toes and then gently press the knees, hover the knees about an inch off the mat for hovering cat. So we're active in the core. Staying here for 3, 2, and exhale, press up, send the hips up and back for downward dog. Pedaling the legs here. Pressing up and out of the shoulder blades. Reaching those heels towards the mat, sending the chest towards the thighs. And then inhale to come up on the toes and gaze to the top of the mat. Then exhale as you make your way to the front of your mat. You can take little steps, you can take a hop, however you want to get there. We'll all meet in a forward fold. You can have your hands here on the floor or the ground or your mat. You can also bend the knees as much as you need to here. You can grab opposite elbows, let the top of the body really hang. Maybe you sway side to side, or you walk your fingertips side to side, trying to keep the knees equally bent as you do so. And inhale, we'll halfway lift. So bring the palms to the thighs or the shins as you lift the back to flat back position, engaging the core. Exhale, find forward fold. Then inhale, root to rise, slowly rise to a stand. Crown of the head last to rise. And then exhale, take a deep breath. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive the arms out to the side as you find forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step one foot back and then your other foot back to find plank. You can come to the knees here as we lower all the way down. Belly's on the mat. And then here we'll find your variation of cobra. So you can either leave the hands where they are as you gently press up using the lower back, shoulder blades drawn down and back, opening the chest. Or you can walk your fingertips forward so your elbows are stacked under the shoulders, and you can press up from there, pressing into the pubic bone and the tops of the feet. Or you can take a full upward facing dog where you come up on the tops of the feet and lift the top half of the body off the mat. Either way, find your cobra, and then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. So send the hips up and back and reach the heels towards the mat. It's okay if they don't reach. Take a couple deep breaths here. Inhale, gaze between the palms, bend the knees, step, hop, jump, float to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way. And then inhale, root to rise. Arms up overhead. Maybe find a nice gentle back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do that like 2 more times. So when you're ready, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to a plank, knees lifted or lowered as you find your chaturanga to upward facing dog. And then we'll all meet, exhale in downward facing dog. Taking a couple deep breaths here. Maybe we exhale through the mouth, big fire's breath. Inhale, gaze between the hands, step, hop, jump, float. Find your way to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, root to rise, arms overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. Take 1 breath here. On your next inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, find your chaturanga, and inhale, upward facing dog. From downward dog, we're going to find 3-legged dog. Send the right leg up and back, keeping the left heel reaching towards the mat. Hips nice and square. So if you flex your foot and looked at your toes, are they pointing down or are they opening? Want to find it where they're pointing down, and then go ahead and point the toes. And then open that hip. So find a scorpion. Here you're taking it from where your hips are square, and then you're stacking the hips, bending the knee, sending the toes like they're reaching for that left armpit. And draw circles with the knee. If you're drawing circles, flip your direction. And then we'll find 3-legged dog. Hug the knee in towards the nose and hold. And exhale, send it back. Then we're going to inhale, bring the knee into the nose, hover, hold here. And exhale, send it back. Inhale, knee to right elbow, hold. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, right knee to left elbow, crossing, hold. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, we'll hug the knee in towards the nose again as we step the foot through. Inhale to reach the arms overhead for high lunge. So hips are nice and square here, facing the front of the mat. Our spine is nice and long, not crouching here. Feeling that energy we're creating here in the sacrum. Hands can be overhead, or they can be here at heart center. If you have them overhead, you want your pinkies pointed forward and your thumbs pointed back, almost like you're holding a big beach ball. And then exhale, pivot open to warrior 2. So here we're pivoting onto that left foot where it is now facing the long edge of our mat at a 90-degree angle. And then bring the arms out, shoulder height, reaching forward and back. Using our knee and our quad to really open this hip and press into the outer edge of the left foot. Then inhale, flip the front palm, reach forward, up and back for reverse warrior. So here your left hand kind of naturally can slide down the left leg. Exhale, send it forward. Bring the right elbow. You can either place it on your thigh here, on your quad, or you can plant the right palm on the mat as we find extended side angle. For an added challenge, you can hover. Inhale to straighten that front leg. Careful not to lock the knee here. For triangle pose. And pressing into that right foot, we're going to lift up, finding reverse triangle. And then we'll plant the palms, squaring that right foot, sending back the right foot as we find chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few deep breaths here. And now we're going to do the same sequence on the other side. So inhale, left leg goes up to three-legged dog. Remember to keep the hips square. And try flexing your foot, doing a little check. And exhale to open, stack the hips, find scorpion. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale. And inhale, hug the knee into the nose. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, hug it into the left elbow. Send it back. Strong core here. And then send it to the right elbow. Send it back. And then this time we'll pull it all the way through as we come up to our high lunge. Hands are overhead or they're at heart center. Keeping the spine nice and long. Tailbone tucked, active core. We're not arching or crouching or anything. We're keeping it nice and strong right here. Exhale, open up to warrior two, pivoting on the right foot. Now facing this side of our mat. And then flip the palm, reach forward, up and back for reverse warrior. Exhale, bring the palm down, find your extended side angle. Whether you're here or you're here. And straighten that front leg. Extend a triangle. And inhale, press out of that left foot as you reach forward, up and back, finding reverse triangle. And then we'll square the front foot, find chaturanga, and we'll all meet upward facing dog, or downward facing dog. And take a few deep breaths here. Okay, now we're going to do the same sequence and add a little more on. So back over to the right side, send that right foot up for three-legged dog. Exhale for scorpion, or maybe you find a full wild thing if that's within your practice. Bringing the right toes to the mat and reaching the right arm back. Meeting back in three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, three-legged. Inhale, knee to right elbow. Exhale, three-legged. Inhale, left elbow, three-legged. And then pull it all the way through. Inhale, high lunge. Arms up overhead. Exhale to find warrior two. Inhale, flip the palm, reach forward, up and back. Reverse. Exhale, extended side angle, your variation. Inhale, straighten that leg. Your next inhale, press out of that right foot as you reach up for a reverse triangle. And bending back into that front knee for warrior two. And inhale, both arms go overhead, straighten out that front leg as we find star. So in star, our toes are pointed out, arms overhead. And then we're going to pivot to where the toes are pointing slightly in and find a wide-legged forward fold. You can place the hands in between in line with the feet and pull the head gently towards the mat. You may need to take a wider stance here, finding the stance that feels the best for you today. Breathing deeply here. And from our fold, we're going to bring the heels in, toes facing back out. As we come up, squat down, sinking in for goddess pose. So here we're actively pressing the knees out, feeling it in the backs of the legs. One more deep breath here. And exhale to press up and out. Find warrior two. And then square the front foot, find chaturanga. Take a couple deep breaths here. Our next inhale, send the left leg up for three-legged dog. Exhale to find scorpion or your wild thing. Back to three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, three-legged. Inhale, knee to left elbow. Exhale, three-legged. Inhale, knee to right elbow. Back to three-legged. And inhale, knee to nose. Pull it all the way through so you reach up for a high lunge. Finding our balance. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, straighten. On your next inhale, come up and find your reverse triangle. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, find star. And exhale, find your forward fold. On your next inhale, bring the heels in as you come up and squat into your goddess pose. One more breath here. Exhale to press up and out. Send it back to your warrior two. And then find your chaturanga, all meeting in downward dog. Taking a couple deep breaths. So we'll go through that sequence one more time on both sides, and we'll add one more thing on at the end, and then we'll find our cool down poses. Inhale, right foot goes out long, three-legged dog. Exhale, scorpion or wild thing. Back to three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, knee to right elbow. Send it back. Inhale, left elbow. Send it back. And then pull it all the way through and come up for high lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, flip your palm, reach forward, up and back for reverse. Exhale, extended side. Inhale, straighten for triangle. Inhale, come all the way up, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to star. Exhale for forward fold. Inhale to come up into goddess pose. Exhale, come up into warrior two. Inhale, find high lunge, pivot back onto those back toes. Then exhale, gently kick up, reaching the palms for the mat or the ground in front of you as you find a standing split. So chest is reaching for the thigh, using the glute to actively send this left foot up. And gently release and take the left foot slightly behind you for pyramid. So not as far back as a lunge, but maybe halfway. So here both legs are straight, both feet or toes are facing forward, and then try to fold over that front leg. Careful not to lock the legs or lock the knees here. And then plant your palms. Go ahead and send that left foot all the way back. Then send the right foot all the way back and find your chaturanga. Brain was not a good idea today. Okay, and then take a few breaths here before we go through our last sequence. Inhale, left leg goes up, three-legged dog. Inhale, left leg up, three-legged. Exhale, find wild thing or scorpion. Inhale, back to three-legged. Exhale. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, three-legged. Inhale, knee to left elbow. Exhale, three-legged. Inhale, right elbow. Exhale, three-legged. Inhale, pull it all the way through, and you come up for high lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm, find reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale. Your next inhale, come up for reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, bring the heels in. Come up and sink the hips down for goddess pose. One more breath here. Exhale, press up and out. Find warrior two. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, gently kick up for your half split. And then send the right foot halfway back as we find pyramid. Both legs are straight. Spine is nice and long as we fold over that left leg. Hips are square. And then plant your palms and the right toes all the way back. Left foot to meet. And then we'll all meet in a child's pose. So from your chaturanga, take the knees out wide as you find your child's pose. Breathing deeply here. And then gently, at your own time, whenever you're ready, we'll press up. And find our way into a seat. Taking the legs out nice and wide for a wide-legged fold. Once you find your stance, gently begin to fold over. You can walk the fingertips as far forward as feels comfortable, trying to keep the toes nice and flexed, toes pointed up. Can't talk today, I'm so sorry. Take a couple more deep breaths here. And walk the hands towards you as you sit up. You'll send the feet out in front for a forward fold this way. So inhale, we're sitting up nice and tall. Reach the arms overhead. And exhale, reach for the toes or the shins or the knees, bending the knees as much as you need to. You can even use a strap or something here to help you. And then from here, we're going to find our tabletop position and send the right foot forward for a low lunge. Noticing how it might feel a little different than I did at the beginning of class. Hi, Jasper. Hi, Jasper. You look antsy. Are you being antsy? I think it's time for you know what, but y'all will wait for me. Don't lick me. Stop it, Luna. And then find your half split. Maybe you feel like you can fold a little deeper now. Feels a little more open, a little more loose. And then send it to your lizard lunge. Find a quad stretch if that feels good. And then release. And then here, we're going to send the hips all the way back and bring the right knee to be over the left knee. Both feet are flexed and beside us. This is cow face pose or cow legs. So feeling a nice deep stretch in the outer hips. Don't want it to be too intense. You can bring the feet in closer to you if that feels good. Finding that nice distance. Sitting up nice and tall. If this is too much for you, just go ahead and get out of it. Listen to your body. Okay, and then however you want to get out of it, unravel. And we're going to find that sequence on the other side. So meeting in a low lunge, left foot in front. Again, noticing how it feels compared to the beginning of class. Find your half splits. And then we'll find our lizard, taking the leg out a little bit wider, sinking the hips down. Maybe we take a quad stretch, reaching for the right toes with the left hand. And gently release. And then here, begin to straighten that left leg as we send the hips back. Take the left knee over the right. So we come back on a seat, finding our setup for cow legs, cow face. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Breathing deeply here. Maybe we can send our breath to our outer hips. And when you're ready, we'll come out of it. We'll all meet on our backs. Finding happy baby, you can reach for the outer edges or the inner edges of the feet, whichever feels more comfortable, as you pull those knees in towards the armpit. And this is too intense, so you can also do one leg at a time, so you can send one leg out long. Maybe rock side to side. And send the left leg out long as we fold the right ankle on top of the knee and then pull it in, back in towards the chest. Reach for the back of the left thigh as you pull that leg in. Recline figure 4 pose. Take the left leg out long and send that right knee over to the left. Keeping the right shoulder blade glued in and gaze to the right for supine twist. And take it to the other side. So send that right leg out long. Bend the left ankle over the knee. And pull that right knee in towards the chest, reaching for the back of the thigh. And take the right leg long, send the left knee over to the right. Gaze to the left, keep making sure you're keeping the left shoulder glued into the mat. It's okay if your left knee doesn't reach the ground, mine doesn't. I mean, I could make it, but that doesn't feel as good. Sometimes I like to use my hand too as a kind of like a basket for the knee. Breathing here, feeling that nice release in the back. And then we'll send both legs out long and find Savasana, corpse pose, our final resting pose. So stack the shoulder blades down underneath you. And place your palms by your side, facing up towards the sky. Releasing any tension anywhere in the body. And just being here for a few moments, letting the breath just come naturally. As always, take all the time that you need here. Feel free to turn this video off and to stay here as long as you'd like to. But if you're ready, we'll begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Start to bring awareness back into the body. Flutter those eyelids back open. And then come up to a seat, however that looks for you. Maybe roll onto one side and gently press up, or you gently rock your way up. My dogs are being a lot right now. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe for more yoga content. And let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. Like, you can message me on Instagram. My handle's the same. Leave a comment. If there's anything you've been working on or anything you want to give some extra attention to, let me know. And maybe, who knows, maybe we'll see a video about it. So thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.